the first to know in Nsem-Pii TV.
The Babako PMO award the Parliament of Ghana Speaker Alban Kingsford Babin finally were commenting on Lifestyle Audit Act, a new Imbra Omodiaba. Say ebe audited the lifestyle of certain members of parliament and certain members of parliament. And I want more by mu claim say omo yere no mo na hwe omo no omo tete car kese mu omo tete efie kese mu ne bo ye farmer rent nso omo tua 10 years in advance. Omo na sa embra no focus on say ebe ensure say omo ntimi mbogana for krono na Transparency International, a global organization, they are the United Nations, European Union, a year juma, baby. Now, Yabekaya, during the vetting of ministers of President Mahama's government, especially Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Okudzeto and current Minister for Communications, Honorable Sam George, and Yema be a PMU inconsistencies with omusika omaketria omoje ne the kind of lifestyle omo live, because what for be adwuma onim so twa no 800 cedis per month na nipa no koba de bia so unye sales de bia wodwuma no gua nego na wa be parke Volkswagen wo wa be parke cars akese wo no se ne salary na no de hwe no ho a so hwehwe mu se sales are ye will do mem ye ball krona na say ye ball krono. It is a logical thing to do. In the Transparency International no mutie better no. Ena Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa say at the airport residentials after Honorable Afenyo Americans ebusano about the kind of lifestyle baby or say some $GG ne niema ni na utria ne in advance. Some no Ghana be ye and so yantin wasn't be and Transparency International said that be say you pushy law we eco parliament na corruption perception index Ghana you 42 over 100 rank 80th out of 180 countries you be improve when you tackle corruption and as a corruption perception, because corruption perception influencing investor confidence in governance. Say minister also or 15,000 Ghana cedis a month. Na ultimately over $8,000 in rent to pay. Ultimately say bibi she sumase esi eden hwehwem. Inti current law no ye Lifestyle Audit Act empower two institutions my investigations into the lifestyle of individuals. Already signed two investigations no. You who say de focusing on previous governments or more appointees, this is chairman moon to me in the Akaka OSP, Sisiano, or investigations on current finance minister. But that kind of act and also empower Yoko ni OSP, some investigations into the claims of Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa say ni bibi oteno ni girena ene ehwe and I say Honorable Sam George the Lexus 7800 no clear or port no ninina no a fair means and or they any those kind of lifestyle. Now Transparency International almost say there's an organization that defines corruption as the abuse of entrusted power for private gain and conducts extensive research into understanding its causes and solutions. Omoni United Nations Conventions Against Corruption, a broker international agreement, and over 250,000 people are through advocacy and a legal advice centers. Now, Ghana Integrity Initiative, a organization be almost on the Transparency International, regarding this particular Lifestyle Audit Act. Now, so Lifestyle Audit Act with a legislation passing Parliament. You work Parliament. I could see Speaker Alban Babin Okamwasem and a minority leader Honorable Afenyo Makin and so on Okamwasem say accountability among public officials and publicly exposed persons. Into act and empower Economic and Organized Crime Office and Office of the Special Prosecutor. The Speaker Alban Kingsford Baben said, "Sa embrabe boa ama won mutimi $2 go. Sa nyeme na be restore public trust in governance. However, encrophobia were issues because almost the Ghana Revenue Authority ne Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service na sa nyema no omutimi ye omo investigation say nyema bi fa kwan so about already no we share statements by some of the public officials or make it doing better na Ghana Revenue Authority Criminal Investigations Department o ma nya ho hwe eninti na omode sa acti ababeka ho nana eje bafo wa member of parliament for Ministerial South and a raising sa reservations na eba call Mr. Ras Mubarak another issue we raising war Honorable Okudzeto ablakwa ni ministry or say yen to over 22 Ghanaian embassies na or say embassies ni bi wo ha isi ho ena omo bogana keke because osha countries be to say Algeria, to say Austria, Israel, and UAE. Nina or say omo shutting down because ye ni omo entai trade. Yen sanso any omo entai a lot of diplomatic engagement. Ena ohwe bibi omo tete envoys omo send ya koho e ka omo bo omo ho a ese we ni ensa waka kire. Now so nurses 2 billion Ghana cedis a odi betwa nurses na omo allowances no musika musi enu de mu de muntria but ona bosa Okudzeto ablakwa timiko UAE timiko Israel timiko Austria timiko Algeria nanso na fa so bia yere embasso no mo charter private jets ni na edeko ena first class ni business classes e cabo bruja no mo de ko no say cost factor say be saving hundreds of millions of dollars annually ebeboa akọ ketafo nurses or more allowances and schools under trees say any men na ebe improve and other very relevant infrastructure here na kofo bebre say Honorable Ras Mubarak Nsem-Pii maybe President Muhammad be President Muhammad Fanyejuma but these two matters and a PA in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are at the full focus echo the dealings of Honorable Sam Okudzeto ablakwa say afeedie obaye minister ne de yente nka biom esi ye didi a ye kan no yere etu enti yente nka biom but more scrutiny echo yenko parliament yenko hwe nsema ekoso
this house. This will not be acceptable. He should get the foreign minister to appear. At least we have some time. We just started sitting. Go out there, make your course, and get the foreign minister to appear before this house. This, we on this side will not accept your reason. It's lame, it's not tenable. Besides the point, the transport minister is equally not here. The minister for fisheries is not here. Maybe a Blackwell we can understand, but the ministers who have deputies, they just write. And we got a trend is emerging. Some of the ministers, they just write, and that's it. They're just abusing the process. I don't want to mention names, but I see senior people here. The road minister is always here. The road minister is always, even though my road is not done, he's always here. Why are the other ministers not taking a cue from the road minister? I don't know what colleagues think, but Speaker, this is not tenable. And the majority leader should tell us something better. You can't reach him on phone. The clerks at table also can't reach him. The foreign minister will not write to us. Has he written? Chief Whip, we have to empower you. They have to report through you. When we were here, that was what we were doing. Take a cue from us. The ministers must report to the Chief Whip, and the Chief Whip will report to the leader of the government business. They won't tell you anything. You are the majority Chief Whip. The ministers should route their difficulties through you, and then you will run with us. You are not even aware. Chief Whip, you are not aware. Speaker, so this is not right. You cannot take this house for granted. You can't take this house for granted. Find the foreign minister. Get him now. We need our black one in the house right now. Get him.
Honourable members, do we need to debate this matter?
Mr. Speaker,
Minister for Rules, yes?
Yes, on record, our colleague, Honourable Ablakwa, is one of the very diligent members of this House. Mr. Speaker, he is currently out of the jurisdiction on official engagement. And, Mr. Speaker, he was scheduled to be back by now, but something held him up. So I am sure he will do the needful and make himself available as soon as he gets back to the country. So, Mr. Speaker, he did not basically ignore the call from members. Honourable Ablakwa will be here when he returns to respond to the questions of colleagues. So, just to put on record, he did not basically just ignore his return was delayed for reasons beyond his control. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable members, I'm actually not persuaded by your submissions because the honourable member who is now additionally the Minister for Foreign Affairs is aware of the rules of the House. And when there are even emergent situations, it's very clear in his mind the procedure to follow. The other ministers are not here because they have already indicated through the correct process to the clerk and my good self that for good reason they will not be able to appear before the House today to answer the questions. And so I called on the clerk to take off the questions for today and to reschedule them in discussion with the business committee and the ministers concerned. But with regard to the Honourable Minister for Foreign Affairs, you can see the struggle the majority leader made in trying to put in some defense, which was very feeble. That is why he couldn't even say what the Minister for Roads and Highways have said. So we will not take that. It's important that this House be respected, and that is why in our rules, I can issue a summons for any person to be brought before the House by order. Failure to appear before the House, I can issue a warrant of arrest. And they are there in the standing orders. Our people may not know that we have these powers. And is there warrant of arrest? Is in compliance with standing order 134. Members, you may read it. It says where a person fails to A, appear before the House or a committee as ordered by the House or the committee, or B, produce a document as ordered, except where the production of the document is exempt by law, the Speaker may issue a warrant as provided in the safe schedule for the arrest of the person, and the person shall be brought before the House or the committee. And 2, the warrant shall be executed by a police officer not below the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police. Let it be known by all that we have these powers and we will execute them. Please. And 3 says, where the person arrested cannot be brought before the House or the committee immediately, the Speaker shall endorse the warrant with a direction that the person arrested be released if the person enters into a recognizance, as may be stated in the endorsement before a judge, a district magistrate, or the commander of the Parliamentary Protection Unit of the Ghana Police Service. These are all part of our standing orders. It's important we make this known to the public and particularly to our colleagues in the executive and the judiciary. We can do that. It's only that because we are father or fathers of democracy, sometimes we decide to at least be paternal and treat people with kids' gloves. Committee on profit, they definitely will need some time to assess and investigate to be able to recommend to the Speaker, not approve. They don't have any power to approve. To recommend to the Speaker. It's the Speaker who will grant the permission after due approval. You want to contest that? Again, let's look at the concept in the Constitution. I listened to the minority leader. Let's look at the concept in the Constitution, where it is Parliament that exercises oversight over all those boards, public boards, and the same members of Parliament go to sit there and then report back to the House, come and participate, and then oversee what they have done over there. The principle of the law is clear. What is not specifically prohibited by the law is permitted by the law. But when it's specifically prohibited by the law, it's caught within that prohibition. And so, I, for example, as majority leader in 2009, when I was offered the position to be Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, I rejected it because I could not subsume the authority of a majority leader, the leader of the House, as a minister to be under the dictates and directive of the executive. So I have always argued against the majority leader, leader of the House, being a minister of state. People disagreed with me, and they continued. Today, I was offered to be chair of the National Health Insurance Authority, as you all know. Speaker's chair it. I rejected it because I think it's not proper to go and chair the board, submit reports under the supervision of a minister. The Speaker is now under a minister, and the report will come to the House, and the House will now be presided over by the minister, the Speaker. And I said no. I rejected it. But that's what used to happen. Some of you don't know. That is not proper. You cannot go and chair the boards, the corporations, work over there, submit reports through the minister. The minister submits the report to Parliament. Then you come and preside over those reports and approve or disapprove. Please, issues of conflict of interest, prejudice arise. I have no problem with any member testing the matter in court. That is what the courts are there for. But I'm very clear in my mind that the step I've taken is one of the correct and best steps to enforce the authority of this House, to be able to hold public officers to account to the good people of this country. The concept is clear in the Constitution. The concept that because members of Parliament are full-time employees, there's an acceptance and concession in the Constitution that the state will not be in the position to provide all what you need to do your work. And so they gave a window of opportunity for you to engage in other ways of earning additional income to be able to do your work. And they laid the process of how that should be done. That is all what I'm calling for you to do. The few of you that are aware have submitted the forms. And as you stated, the committee met today. I'm aware of that. I've discussed the matter of the second deputy speaker. I've also discussed this matter with other authorities and lawyers. And we believe this is the best step to take. We are becoming so much co-opted as an arm of government that Parliament is no longer effective. And at any time any party happens to win the national elections, there's a struggle between members of Parliament to be recognized by the president and be given positions in boards and corporations. Even some made chief executives of some public institutions. That definitely is totally against the spirit and letter of the Constitution. You want to reset Ghana? You have to reset Ghana. This is part of resetting the Ghana. Please, those of you who disagree with me, the way is your front. Proceed to court. We are prepared to meet you in the court. This case you cited was very clear. The Constitution has itemized the public institutions that are called upon not to actively participate in partisan politics. The word active is there. Because definitely they will all vote. But to actively, and they define it to mean when you want to take a position in the party, leadership position in the party, and participate actively, that one, there are specific public institutions that are prohibited, employees that are prohibited from doing that. The others is anybody's guess. And that is why I believe the Supreme Court took that position. Again, I didn't say that the prior approval means you should anticipate and then come for approval before you are appointed. I say after you are appointed, before you take office, make sure you pass through the process. That's all. That is all. When you get your appointment, before you proceed to take office, pass through the process. When they agree with you that it will not be in conflict with your duties here, or it will not prejudice your duties here, or your minds considering issues that come before the House, they will recommend for that permission. But if they disagree with you, we will write to the authority offering you the appointment to better withdraw it because you are not eligible to that position. I think this should be a good step forward. And as yesterday you have heard what I said, we, by the NACAP, which ended in December 2024, and we have to come up with a new one